Hey guys, about to play a game with the Gitrog monster, and I would like to play first. Okay. Well, this is an interesting hand. We don't have like any ramp, and we have 3 lands, but we do have tons of outlets for once we do get our dude in play, which is nice. I think I'm gonna keep it and see what happens. It's interesting to see what happens with a variety of hands with this deck. We have only 2 0-cost cards in our deck in our hand, of course, because that makes sense. Who's our opponent's commander? Halfheart. So we're probably playing goblins of one kind or another. Basically makes goblins impossible to block. So that should be interesting. Maybe our opponent will play a fetch land that we can use Restore on. Wouldn't mind doing that. But for now, we're just going to play a land. See what happens. All right. Okay. Dockmore Salvage will be interesting. I guess I'll just go ahead and play it now. It'll be like the first thing we sacrifice to our Gitrog monster, because then it sets up all kinds of sweet stuff. Yeah, definitely goblins. Quest for the Goblin Lord. I don't even know if I know what that does. Okay, so we want to play a lot of goblins, and then they get really big. So that's a little scary. All right. So our opponent did play Forgotten Cave, so I think I'm going to go ahead and use Restore to get his land. So we're going to get his land. So we do get to ramp a little by stealing our opponent's land. So next turn we can play the Gitrog monster, which should be good. Especially nice. I mean, it's sort of silly to have Zeron Orb and Dark Heart of the Wood. I have them in there for redundancy. And this is that's gonna give him three tokens or counters on that like right away, which is stupid. Whoa! I just passed my turn. That was an accident. Hopefully it doesn't break us. It could, because that wasn't what I meant to do at all. I accidentally hit my hotkey at a time I didn't realize it was my turn. So see if my opponent takes advantage. Yeah, I'll play Halfheart, that's for sure. His goblins are going to get big in a hurry. He can make them big right now if he wants to, because he can sacrifice 2 mountains to make them big. But okay, now let's not screw this up again, and we will play the Gitrog monster. Following that, what do we want to do? I mean, we can do a lot of stuff. I think we want to play Zeron Orb. That may become relevant. Then I think I'm going to play my Swamp, and then probably at the end of his turn, cycle Baron Moor to draw 2 cards. So we do need to... I don't know. Passing that turn did end up being pretty huge, because he's now like, 1 more goblin away from his creatures all getting really big. And we can't block them like at all, really, because of Halfheart's ability. We can gain a bunch of life, though. And that does hurt a deck like his. So at least we can do that. All right, so our opponent did decide to go with the make a bunch of goblins strategy, which is probably a good one. If we draw any way to blow up his enchantment, though, then he's going to be in some trouble. But this, like I said, I basically can't block anything. I can gain a bunch of life if I need to. So at least there's that. Well, that's interesting for us. It's going to... Actually, we'll only draw 1 card from it, so that's kind of annoying. I'm going to go ahead and cycle and draw 2 cards. All right, we drew 2 lands, and then he's going to keep his 3 lands, and we're going to lose all of our lands except 3 of them. So which 3 do we choose? I mean, we want Dockmore Salvage to go in the graveyard anyway. We don't want Forgotten Cave. So I think we probably hold on to 2 forests and a swamp. We can... Let's go ahead and dredge. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. All right, and then we hit another land, and now we have a Worm Harvest in our graveyard too, which is good for us. That will let us stave off death in the long run. We can also kill Ib Halfheart now with Drown in Filth, so that's good as well. Okay, so we will sacrifice our forest. Yeah. Draws us a card. Okay, then what will we do? Good question. We can do a lot, so we have to think here about the board situation. We want to use Drown in Filth on Ib Halfheart. I think that much is pretty clear. That'll allow us to block for a turn. He can't recast his Ib Halfheart either. So we're going to drown his Ib Halfheart in Filth. This just enters the battlefield, right? Yeah, so Drown in Filth. He's gone. We also get to draw a card. Ooh, we got Life from the Loam in our graveyard. That can set us up to draw even more cards. So I think we take it. We draw another card. Okay. So, what to do now? We have our Lodestone Bauble, which can set us up to draw a bunch more lands. I think I'll go ahead and play it. We're going to end up having to discard, so which does let me rip through my entire deck, as I learned earlier, more or less. So I can't really do anything else because I don't have green ready to go, and I need green ready to go for everything else in my hand. So I'm going to go ahead and play Evolving Wilds, sacrifice it to draw a card. Blighted Fen, not very good against this opponent, but, you know, it's whatever. Now we'll get green. Then, do I just play Dockmore Salvage to sacrifice it? Yeah, probably. And then at the end of my turn, I'm going to discard Tectonic Edge, since it doesn't seem real useful, which will then let me draw another card, and that's pretty good. We don't have anything to dredge back at the moment, but that's pretty nice. I think I'll discard the Fen now to draw another card. And also this Centaur Garden. So we're just going to try to draw as many spells as we can here. We might as well. Okay. Yeah, I think we discard our swamp. We have Life from the Loam, so we don't have to be too worried about any of this stuff. So we can just keep trying to draw something that can help us in this situation. Do I want to discard my swamp? Yeah, why not? All right. Basically, if we keep drawing lands, I'm going to discard them until I draw what I need. And we do another one, so we'll discard it. We have Lodestone Bauble too, so we can do this for a while. All right. It's not a lot of fun for our opponent, I'll admit, but okay, we're done now. Dark Blast is actually pretty good right now. We can dredge it back and do all sorts of nice things with it. So I think I'll discard Dark Blast with the intention of dredging. Although if I don't dredge it, I can use it twice next turn. So I'm going to lose Darkheart in the Wood. It's kind of redundant and not as good as Zuron Orb, basically. So, okay, our opponent decided to scoop. You can see sort of the heinous things we're capable of with this deck, though. You know, our opponent did have us, you know, in a pretty dangerous place, but we just drew so many cards just by discarding that turn. And we managed to get to a Dark Blast, which is going to let us kill 2 of his creatures at least in one turn, and probably all of his goblins, because we can just keep dredging it back. Although, I guess we only have 2 black mana, so that's maybe just 2 of them. But either way, this deck does do some heinous things, as you saw. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.